Chris von Sneidern, how the devil are you?
Pleasure.
Let's check out your room. Walk this way.
Come through.
The TARDIS.
Yes.
So we go into the tape vault. So here is the tape vault.
Yes, tapes. They didn't. I guess they weren't important enough to take with them, so they left them here. A lot of unfinished things, and there's some finished things. But there's no, what do you call it? There's no Grateful Dead tapes. Although, here's a curiosity. I don't think anyone knows about this.
We do now.
Paisley Park Studio.
Yeah.
Symbol, artist is Symbol.
Oh, okay.
Love Sign, do you know these songs?
Should we float? It's a slave and a master.
So this is, the smallest studio.
It's great.
Ever.
Not ever. I've seen smaller.
Yeah.
But it's the smallest studio here.
It's, it used to be film vaults, the story of this. In the 20s, this and the whole building and a lot of buildings on this street were for film.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, it was because all the theaters on Market Street, this was like a close enough place where they would come up from Hollywood and they'd store the films here and then distribute them to the theaters. And these rooms here were nitrate film vaults, fireproof vaults. So they're cement and small, so if they did catch fire, they'd be contained. So there's this room and so hiders put echo chambers in here and they didn't really work out. But since then, somebody knocked a hole and put a window in and made this into a little studio behind the tape vault.
I love that. You have to go through the tape vaults.
Yeah, so I've been doing this for maybe 30-some years, I guess.
And how long have you been in this room?
15, maybe.
Oh, wow.
But I've been a tenant at this building the longest, like 25 years now. And I do sessions in A, do tape transfers and produce records. But mostly I'm in this to make my own music.
Fantastic. Although you were just doing a vocal session with an artist.
Well, I got to pay the rent, So I do sessions. I produce, I don't know, maybe a handful of records a year in here. Or do overdubs, how the work is. It's like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I like experimenting, so I have a fair amount of equipment and stuff. But,
I'm looking at what you've got. So you have 4 LA4s up there.
I bought those a long time ago. I don't use them that often, but...
I like LA4s. You've got a Fractal up there.
I got one down there, too.
Oh, okay.
Every week I do an online show. I just sing my own songs.
Oh, okay.
Started doing it in the pandemic, and then people were like, don't stop.
Right.
I use it for that stuff. Sometimes, when you want just a weird little sound for a guitar, those are handy. But I don't recommend using them for your main guitar sound, because when you put them side by side with an amp, not quite.
Yeah, I think we used them a few times on that French record we did with French metal band.
Yeah.
And they're good to insert inside of other guitar sounds.
Yeah.
See your H3000 there.
Undiscovered wonder.
Yeah, I love them.
Love it.
Yeah, we use it all the time for doing the same thing you're doing there, pitch shifting.
A little bit of that, but last night, I was starting to clean up around here, and then I started experimenting with other patches, and it's just it's endless.
Yeah, they're really, really great. And I see a 2500 API.
The EQ.
And the EQ, yeah.
Yeah, and then the...
Pair of distressors.
Fatso.
Fatso.
2 Fatsos.
Oh, nice.
And, and then the Dominator, worthless, like $200.
Yeah.
Mint condition. And they do kind of cool things.
Yeah.
It's a 3-band limiter. The preamp world, I got a little crazy on the preamps because, when you're chasing the dream...
Sure.
You end up
in a Neve/Abbey Road world.
Yeah, I end up using the V72s more than anything, which is what I've had the entire time. But they're great because I got them for $200.
Yeah.
If I paid over $1,000 a piece, which is what people are paying,
they are.
Then it wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, the old tape machine, Mike Pre's are worth a lot.
I think I managed to recoup the entire cost by selling the transport. So I essentially got the preamps for free, which is the only good way to get good gear.
Not many studios, I have to say, I've been in America where I see a picture of the Jam up on the wall.
Yeah. The Jam, they haven't quite had their day yet.
No.
People are talking about, you know.
Paul Weller is an institution in Britain, though. We love him. We absolutely love Paul Weller.
Yeah. Well, you're of that same age bracket as me, I think.
Yeah, that's the period that I absolutely love, that late 70s, early 80s stuff. So two 1084s, two 1073s, the BAE ones. Very nice.
The Chandler stuff is the special. So I love the Chandler.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
He's very good.
Yeah. Germaniums, see two TGs there.
Yeah, it's gear, you know. It's overrated. But you have to have it. And once in a while, gear gets you out of a mess. But for the most part, I mean, I think of all the records I made before I had any gear, microphones, and they sound the same. Just a little better.
Sound the same, but a little better. Yeah.
And the microphones, I've discovered the ribbons, you know, and gotten into the ribbon, and it's like, it makes a difference, but it doesn't make all the difference.
Yeah. Song's got to be great, and the performance has got to be equally as fantastic.
That's how I got into this, yeah.
So I see you have the B2, but so Burl is like your...
I bought this from the guys up in Studio C, because they got a mothership.
Okay.
And I thought I would make a step in the right direction of conversion, but does it make a difference? Maybe.
It definitely adds a little bit more heft. I know guys that swear by it, that grew up on tape and love it. What you got there, a 12-string Martin?
This is what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's, I replaced my Takamine with a Martin.
That's a nice replacement.
Big boy.
Yeah.
Finally got to the age where I could...
splurge?
It was used secondhand.
Yeah.
Good 25 years old, but it hadn't been played like most 12 strings. It just got...
Right.
But 12 string is my main axe for all writing and playing and everything I do.
So I see a GNL there with Leo Fender's signature on it.
I don't know how rare this is, but this has been my main guitar for a good 30 years,
And is that Leo's signature on it?
No. It's called the signature.
Right.
ASAT, ASAT, something like Strats and Tellys or something.
Uh-huh.
The great thing about this guitar is I like to say it doesn't have any moving parts. It's just, there's nothing.
Right.
It's just, was kind of not my loved guitar, but I always played it. And then it's after about 20 years of owning it, it opened up.
Right.
And now it's awesome.
Right.
The thing about gear also is that the more gear you have, the less each piece you use.
Sure.
So, during the pandemic, there was all this money kind of flying around, and I kind of geared up a little bit.
Right.
And then it's like, I just had to get rid of other things, because if you have too many preamps or too many things or too many microphones, you don't really know what each one does.
Sure.
So that's been my...
Well, you have a lot of choice. I can see a lot of choice here. Oh, you have a 910. Oh, no, that's an Omnipressor. Oh, I love the Omnipressor. Where'd you get that from?
I bought it from Eventide. It's a new...
Oh, it's the new one.
And I don't know, is it any different?
I have no idea. I love those things.
It's not...
Gorgeous.
It's not an easy piece of gear.
Charm.
I know, I'm trying to...
It wrongifies everything.
Yeah, especially when you go all the way over here and there. Yeah,
you can make it do all kinds of crazy, fantastic stuff.
This is my latest favorite piece of gear, which is the RS660, the Chandler. It's kind of like a...
It's a Fairchild, but not a Fairchild. Wade refuses to say that it's a Fairchild, even though we know that's what he modeled it on.
Right, because it's got all
the EMI one. Yeah.
But it's great.
It is fantastic, yeah.
Can't say I use it on everything, but I kind of use it on everything.
Oh, you've got a little Effectron Junior up there. That is something that not a lot of people know about, that I discovered doing a studio tour like 8-10 years ago.
This knob, when you go this way, it does one thing, and it goes this way, it does a completely different thing.
Right.
You can quickly make it unmusical.
Right.
Because the
Right.
can't use that on every song.
Yeah. But a really great delay that I think people don't know much about. And I didn't. I think, like I say, 8-10 years ago, I went into a studio and saw one, and somebody demonstrated it. I was like, oh, that's nuts. So do you have Grace preamps here for your drums, by the looks of it?
That's why I originally got them.
Right.
I got the 8-channel Grace Silver and a Millennia 8-channel. This is the newer version of the same model.
That makes sense to
but
me.
I rented the two from a friend and compared them, and then ended up buying the Grace. And that was like 20 years ago.
Great.
But I found the Grace to be really punchy. People say, oh, they're super clean and all that, but I found them to be, I mean, they're quiet and stuff, but
sure,
they're not without character. They're not gain with wire. You know, it's not that at all.
You're right. They've got a reputation for not having that much character. But then again, I haven't really used them. I've been given a couple of things to mix that were done with them.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to add what a Chandler.
Sure.
But, you know, it's and then the other crazy thing is these Audix pre's.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't sell them.
I'll buy them. I know what
they are. Yeah, but nobody knows what they are. And
they're basically they're like Carrot PQ 1061s. These EQ points were the BBC EQ points.
Exactly. BBC spec. And they have Marinair.
No, they're fantastic. They're basically PQ 1061s, Carrex. Carrot made them, Audix made them, and the same EQ points were also made by Neve because it was all BBC spec.
Right.
Because they use them for outside broadcasts, and so they had these frequencies that the engineers wanted to cut, to remove resonances and all kinds of stuff. Amazing on electric guitars.
Right. Used them for years because all I had for the longest time was this and this.
Perfect combination.
And that's all I had. And then eventually, you know, more stuff showed up.
That's a great combination of things.
But I recorded all my stuff with that.
That's good. No, these are absolutely superb.
And then I've had them recapped, and now I use them all the time again.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are wonderful.
So,
but if you want to sell them, you know.
Well, okay.
No, I don't. I rarely see them.
My friend Dave has this company called Voce, and he made those Bomb Factory plugins.
Oh, I remember them. Yeah.
Remember that?
Use them still to this day.
Yeah, and you know he was in it so early, all his plugins got cracked. That was the first cracks, right? So, but he also had this hardware company, and made B3 and Wurlitzer modules, hardware. And also made this compressor, and this tube compressor. I think it might be like a Mu style.
Okay.
So fast that you can ride the waveform. You can be gain reduction like 20 dB, and you don't hear any artifacts. And I'm not sure what it, but and he doesn't make them anymore. Or whatever. He made a handful of them, and that's it. And it's I use it on pretty much every session.
Check out the live room.
We go this way.
Oh, this way. Oh, yeah. I was wondering, like, how you get.
Oh, there's two ways. Yeah, you could go from out there too.
I see.
Yeah.
But you got your own privacy here.
So this, you can see from the ceiling that somebody tried to, I guess back in the Hyder days, to make the ceiling not flat. The funny thing is the guy who built it, his name was David, and he spent every day here building this out, for years.
Yeah.
Finally finished it, and within 2 months he moved back to LA.
It was kind of his project, and once his project was over, he was done.
My work here is done, now I can leave.
I like the Longhorn.
Yeah.
Who made that Longhorn?
It's Jerry Jones.
Ah, okay, yeah.
But you play, right? You're a player?
Yeah. We have a sitar guitar made by Jones, yeah.
A lot of low end on those pickups.
Yeah, I always remember the Queen Jazz album. Remember the inside gear shot? And then one of these is sitting on a stand. And I am like a little kid going, what is that?
John Deacon.
Yeah, John Deacon.
He's not playing anymore at all.
No, unfortunately. Oh, no, he's paid his dues. What is that incredible looking, Cheap Trick looking bass?
Well, it's a 12-string. It's the Tom Peterson model. I keep it detuned, so I don't have to. But it's
So it's an actual Tom Peterson model.
It's the TP1.
TP1. Great.
It's
It's 3 people.
the entire spectrum of sound in one instrument.
It's a bass, it's a baritone, and a guitar.
Yeah, it's like and a piano.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And you can't use it on every song, but it's a mighty thing. And then it's just guitars, unloved guitars.
Unloved.
So when I track, I used to have the control room, 180 degrees, where I'd be,
Okay.
the guy in the back.
Okay.
And then I thought, let's turn it around the other way.
Yeah.
Because the reason that I have a studio is to make my own music. So why not have me right up to the glass? So if I've got a drummer and somebody, and then it's just the three of us right there.
Sure.
So, and then I can, look through the glass. And then, drums. And then I've got this little hutch here, which is an ISO booth.
Oh, okay.
It used to be.
Oh, so all the amps in
you
here.
could go in there and stand, but then I thought, no, let's break it into upper lower.
Ampeg, SVT in there.
Right, and then you can have amps.
So you have an Avalon DI down there.
Yeah.
So you're all ready to rock.
Yeah, and then some amplifiers.
Looks like there's like 65 lying on its side.
It's a 68 transition, with the
silver. Yeah, silver and blue.
This thing's cool. I traded a Fostex 4-track for it. I think
Is
I got
it a Gibson amp?
It's the Neil Young amp, the 58 Tweed Deluxe.
Yeah, lovely.
Covered with Naugahyde.
That's the bit I didn't understand.
Well, it keeps it from walking away at gigs, right?
Because people don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But when I saw that colour, I was like, oh, I remember a Gibson looking like that.
Yeah. It's true.
Clearly a Fender, obviously.
Yeah, so this is my workhorse. But,
is that like a BK? What's that mic on it?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
AA.
Yeah, those are fantastic. And then an M160.
These are, you can tell I'm a professional. They're just sitting on the stands,
Well, look, you can be as modest as you like, but obviously you have really good gears.
This amp, okay, the Preamps.
Of course. Got good taste.
Eric Perkheiser, right?
Yeah.
Lux Interior. His brother is a electrical engineer and musician, he made two of these.
Really?
Yeah, and then he made some other amps, but then he got into something else. But I bought this from him, and it's like a I don't know if it's a AC-15 or like half of an AC-30 or whatever.
Love AC-15.
But it's got that sound.
Mid-rangey.
That chunk thing that a Vox gives you.
Yeah.
So it's EL-84s.
My favourite Vox is an AC-15. I think it's the best.
Yeah. So
encapsulate what you love about an AC-30, but you can hit it harder.
And that's an unloved piece of gear. It's got a 115. It's got a really distinctive mid-range, which makes it useless for most everything.
Did they use it for steel with a 15, maybe?
You could. I use it for Wurlitzer piano. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah, big bell-like, clean.
Yeah. But, that doesn't get used every day.
And you got a Yamaha drum kit sitting under here?
This is Prairie Prince's first Yamaha kit.
Oh, wow.
The other half of it is at Michael Ward's other studio.
Yeah.
It's like a 9-piece Yamaha kit that I think it might have been one of Yamaha's first drum sets.
Wow.
Birch, 2 bass drums, full set of toms. I think we've got 4 of them here, and then the other 3 or 4 at Michael's other studio. So it's a big kit. We don't need it all, but
stereo AEA over the top.
Right.
Great.
And that works in here somehow. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, you know,
Don't see why not. As long as the drummer plays evenly.
that's the thing. If the drummer's good, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I find that, like I said earlier, it's like it's the gear. Yeah, no, it helps, but knowing where to put the microphone and what to play and how to arrange the song,
It's great.
makes all the difference.
Oh, you got the isolation headphones. I like those.
Yeah, they don't sound good, but they do the trick.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've talked to those guys. I hope they're still in business because they isolation, they work really well, really super well.
Although these, you know, other thing you can do is you take these shooting cans and you put some earbuds in.
Sure. Yeah.
And nobody's hurting you now.
No, that's fantastic. Yeah, we've done that too with the guy that needs the click louder than you've ever heard in your entire life.
Actually,
can you put these on?
I put an extra power amp on the drummer's headphone amp because just for that reason, so I can run 600 ohm cans and just and cook a.
They can have the ice pick through the skull.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, deaf as a stone at this point. Some of these guys, you know,
especially that one frequency, click, click, click. That's amazing. And what's your vocal mic sitting over there?
Well, you know, it's an unpopular mic, but it's a Sanken CU41. Okay. I have a pair of them I got from some guy in the Midwest. They've since doubled in price. I guess that means that it's a good mic.
Hey, does it sound good?
It sounds great. It's got two diaphragms in it. It's one of those.
Right.
I use that a lot just as a general purpose. My original foray into hi-fi recording, the C12A.
I love those. We have a pair of those as a fan.
Though I should use it on myself because it's what sounds good on my voice.
Right.
I had it reskinned and then it wasn't the same.
Okay.
Not worse, just different.
What may have actually happened is it may have returned to being brand new, and you might have liked it when it didn't sound brand new. R84, that's lovely.
Piano.
Yeah.
It's good on the mid-range, right?
Yeah, definitely. So for a man that's not really a gearhead, you're quite a gearhead.
Well, my dad and my brother and I are all machine-minded.
Right.
But I happen to be the one who turned into the musician.
Right.
So my brother's into, you know, saws and tractors.
Yeah.
And he has an EE degree, and he's also an he does all this stuff in, you know, English degree and all this stuff. But I got into the sort of mechanics of gear along with the music. So, and my dad was a metallurgist. So he was into, you know, chemistry of metals and all that. So and cars. So we're all we like how things work.
Great.
So I think that's probably why I'm so interested in, you know, making the gear work. But I just keep, you know, it's about the music. It's not, it's about the gear. Although, you know, it's easy to just make it about the gear all day long.
Once you've got a handle on what you've got, like you said earlier, few key pieces, then it becomes less about the gear and about the music.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as
long as you're not chasing your tail.
There's a whole industry of influencers it's just about the gear.
Oh, God, no.
You know? Because that's easier for everyone to agree on.
Yeah, but the reason why we do this is to say it's okay, no matter what you do, because some people we go over and we see the world's greatest collection of microphones, every imaginable this, that, and the other. Then other people we go to, they have half a dozen things and they're still making great records. And then everybody in between. To me, it's just like basically co-signing and saying, that's what you got. This is what you can do. You know, I like showing every variation. I mean, what's great here is, yes, you do have some key pieces, but you're making great music in a much smaller space. I mean, nobody would say this is the ideal drum room, but your drums sound great. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, you look at studios like some of these older studios, they're funky as anything.
Yeah, and then you talk to guys that make records and said, oh, that wasn't done in a studio. We rented a house and I put the drums in the corner.
Or those Atlantic records that were made in the office.
Office buildings with ceilings this high. You know, everybody's like, you need a high ceiling for your drums. Well, they had ceilings this high in an office building, yeah.
Yeah, and got lucky with whatever resonances were happening, yeah. And Tom Dowd.
Yeah, and anything that was designed in the 60s didn't have some computer software to design the perfect acoustically balanced room. Most of it was accidental.
It's funny that you listen to like a Little Richard record,
Mm-hmm.
and as the saxophone solo comes on, you can hear a microphone being moved.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the best.
Or just simply, musicians you're soloing.
Step in.
Finish your solo.